Welcome back, everybody. Well, our next guests were happily enjoying life with their new bub when joy turned to heartbreak. At just 18 months old, Alex was diagnosed with autism. Today being World Autism Awareness Day, parents Anastasia, Russell and psychologist Marina Bailey join us now to raise awareness about this very challenging disorder. Marina, first of all, how many kids are diagnosed with autism each year?
It's about 1 in 100 at the moment that they say is diagnosed with an autism spectrum disorder, and it continues to be more common in boys like Alex than girls.
Interesting.
Anastasia, when did you first notice that, something was amiss with your son Alex?
Alex seemed to develop normally for the first 12 months, so when the changes occurred, it was quite obvious. I think he stopped listening to us. We thought maybe he was deaf or something else was happening. And then we'd go out to some social outings and we saw that Alex was not playing like the other kids. He was more interested in parts of a toy rather than the actual toy.
There's some beautiful pictures of him there. He's a gorgeous-looking little boy. Now, this happened when he was like 3 months old. He was quite young, wasn't he?
No, we didn't notice until about 12 months, so...
Oh, OK,
yeah.
all right. So, how important is early intervention? I guess that's the point I'm trying to make here. How important is it to find out and to recognise these signs early?
Early intervention is really important because what the research does tell us is that the earlier that we can intervene and provide really good quality evidence-based intervention, and we work together with parents, the better outcomes we end up getting for those children. So the early diagnosis is really critical.
No, Marina, how early can we pick up these signs?
Look, we have really sensitive tools now that make it easier for us to really pick up on some of those early signs. So we do have children about 18 months, even younger, 12 months, that we're picking up on some subtle features. So yeah, it's getting earlier because we're more equipped now to really have a good look at some of those skills that aren't developing.
And Anastasia, you had to give up your job to look after Alex full time. So how difficult is it? What sort of challenges are there being parents of a child with autism?
It was a life-changing situation for all of us, but giving up a job felt like the natural thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to focus on Alex's full schedule of therapies, and we found Aspect after a while, and they really helped us come up with a holistic and approach to helping Alex have a good quality of life.
Russell, how's it affected the family unit? It can put a lot of pressure on a family.
Yeah, it does, and some days are better than others. We have to plan a little bit more. We have to be a little bit more forward-thinking with regard to what we're doing. Alex has some issues with communication and transition from one part of the day to the next, so we really have to plan those.
A current affair really opened up discussions recently about parents not getting the help they need. In some cases, children can display unpredictable and violent behaviour. Let's take a look at that.
I'm cranky because if Jake had had speech therapy or OT, maybe he could tolerate a haircut. Maybe he could talk. He'd tell me what's wrong. I'm lost. I just don't know how to work it, how to make it better. I'm too scared to close my eyes at night because I'm worried about what's going to happen. Where does Jake go when I go?
Are there times when it does become, too much to handle?
Yeah, like I said, we do need to make sure that we are forward-thinking and we plan. It's really about being conscious and ensuring that we position Alex so that he can move on to the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
And some of these things are challenging, but we know we've got to put him through it.
But we have to think not about Alex in this situation, but you have a daughter as well, Sophia. How does that affect her in her life?
Sophia's, I don't think she's really noticed yet. She loves her brother. She has come to a lot of his therapies and she's adapted and she's implementing some of those therapies herself without realising.
Mm-hmm.
But at this stage, she just thinks that he can't talk and we're working on that.
And Sophia's 5.
She's 5
yeah.
and she adores him and she helps him every day. So.
Loves her little brother. Now, Marina, what services are available to parents and kids living with autism?
Okay, there are several services. Aspect is Australia's largest not-for-profit autism-specific service provider. So we have services that range from diagnostic assessments through to early intervention, which is what the family are accessing at the moment. We have a schooling system. We have support for kids in regular schools. We have a behaviour support service. and services all the way through to adults that live with autism, as well as some programs like positive partnerships that work at upskilling parents and teachers and build relationships between the home and school and things like that. So there's quite a range.
And what can we do on Blue Ribbon Day, the rest of us, to sort of help out?
Okay, well, you can certainly buy a blue ribbon. You can wear blue. There are several initiatives around. Some people are hosting blue-themed events like Autism Pictionary in May, and I think one of the things that we can do just every day is just have a better understanding of it. A lot of parents talk about going out in the community, and they have to do those things. They still have to shop and bank and be social, because we don't want families as well as these children to be isolated.
Yes.
So when you see a child that's maybe having a tantrum, maybe stop and think rather than judge about, is this that 1 in 100 that could be really struggling just to do what every other child does easily.
Great point.
That's
Thank
great
you.
advice.
Thank you so much, Marina, Russell, Anastasia. Thanks for sharing your story with us.
Thank
you.
Now here's Janie.